Today we're going to work on the first of the 3 lamps that I showed you in the last video. This is a beautiful avocado green painted lamp, which dates it back into the 60s, maybe even the late 50s. Things were a little bit different then than they are today, but the basic premise of it is the same. Electricity can kill you, so don't work on anything while it's plugged in. I feel like if I can do this, anyone can do it. Any man, woman, adolescent, teenager, as long as they follow the rule not to have it plugged in while they're working on it. Now, I've pulled it apart and I've gotten down to the socket. And back in the 60s when these were done, the socket popped off like this. It was wrapped in cardboard. So I pull it off, find a screwdriver, and undo the wires. The one thing that's still the same from then till now is that you have a positive and a negative wire that feed in the electricity to the switch which turns it on. Now, in pulling this wire out is kind of tough. But you can see how they used to make them. The screw-on part was just a separate thing down here attached to the ground. The new type sockets that I was able to get, the bottom comes off. The screws are still here. You can still pull this top off to where you can get to the screws and attach the wires. One thing to remember, because you can see I didn't forget, that bottom part's going to have to go back on, so let's put it on before we hook everything up. When you buy these, you think, oh, I can put that on, but you do have to do a little bit of work to them. You have to get them to where you can get the screws out to where you can actually wrap the wires around, which is all I'm going to do. Sorry this is taking so long, but I'm trying to show people actually how to do it. These wires I'm twisting up so that I can position them around the screws to where they'll hold tightly. And you have to do it where the wire, when you turn the screw, turns in such a motion as to keep it tight. It's generally a clockwise, so you thread it on from the right and then turn the screw. I'm making it look a lot harder than it actually is, but it's on there and it's tight. That's for the one side. Now we come around and do the other. And one of the things I wanted to point out about all of this is that the fact that this is an avocado green, it was built in the 60s, it was probably painted with leaded paint. And because of that, I'm gonna treat it like a car. I've already washed it in warm soapy water. That one didn't go quite like I wanted it to, so I'm gonna make sure on it. I washed it in warm soapy water, and there's a couple of spots of rust on it, so I'm gonna treat it like I would car paint and get myself some wax and maybe a clay bar and go over it like that. I'll show that finished product when I show the final video. All right, I've gotten it on here. Got everything hooked up. And we're bringing this unit up, which just basically pops on. Even though it looks like it's harder than that. Pull the cord down tight and screw it on. And again, it's kind of like when I said kids could do this, or adolescents. They put so many Lego things together over the years that doing something like this would be simpler for them than it's being for me. Well, it had it tight, but this comes with the turn type switch, which actually has a key that once I get it tight, I have to be lined up with the hole to put the key through and turn it on, to turn it on. We'll do it again. Now we have it done. Let's put the key on. Hear it clicking, so I know that part works. I'm going to grab a light bulb. And we will plug this in. I am using the original cord that came with it. This was a pedestal type lamp, and it works. I will show the final lamp when it's cleaned up and everything's done in the final video. But for today, we got one done. Thanks.